A king dead for days, suddenly breathing again. Would you believe it if I told you this isn't just a story, but a secret hidden in the ancient history of Hastinapur? What you're about to hear might just change the way you look at legends forever. Historians tell us kings fall in battle and stories end. But what if some come back, defying fate, time, and even death itself? Today, we unravel a forgotten chapter, dust-covered and almost lost. Imagine a royal court holding its breath, whispers of the impossible echoing through polished marble halls. By the end of this video, you'll see the Mahabharata and Hastinapur in a way you never have before. Before we journey deeper, don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you never miss secrets that history tried to bury. Our story begins under the blazing sun of ancient India in Hastinapur, a city gilded with gold and shadows. The river Ganga flows nearby, its water carrying the secrets of ages past. Tall palace walls shimmer, banners fly, and inside the royal court, life throbs with the rhythm of power, pride, and prophecy. King Parikshit sat on the throne, youngest scion of the Pandavas. His eyes, sharp with wisdom yet young with curiosity, searched for justice and order in a world left broken by war. The Mahabharata's flames had faded, but the ashes were still warm. He was brave, but also, by an odd twist of fate, doomed by a curse destined to snuff out his life. It started on a day like any other. Sun spilled through latticework windows. Parikshit strolled along the palace gardens, his mind entangled in worries only a king understands. Will my people ever forget the scars of Kurukshetra? He wondered, will peace ever root itself in this blood-soaked earth? Suddenly, Parikshit felt a strange thirst. He wandered further, leaving behind the watchful eyes of his guards, until he discovered a meditating sage, Samika, so deep in trance he seemed sculpted from stone. Thirst burned in Parikshit's throat. He called out, but the sage did not respond. Impulse nudged him. Why ignore the king, the protector of this land? Annoyed, Parikshit picked up a dead snake and, almost playfully, placed it around the sage's neck. The world might have laughed off this act as a childish prank, but not fate. Somewhere in a nearby village, the sage's son, Shringan, learned of the insult. His anger thundered. The king dares offend a Brahmin? For this, he will pay. With a curse uttered hot and heavy, Shringan doomed Parikshit. Let Takshaka, king of serpents, claim his life within 7 days. Parikshit's heart turned to ice when the curse reached his ears. Warriors are trained to face arrows and swords. But how do you fight time? How do you defend against a fate sealed with words older than stone? The palace plunged into chaos. Advisors rushed about, ancient scriptures shuffled open, every wise man in the city called to counsel. Parikshit's mind raced. Is this my reward for upholding Dharma? Did I tempt death with my pride? His mother's voice echoed from his childhood. Son, all things in life have meaning, even those heavy and cruel. The king spent his last days preparing. He built a stone tower free from cracks, designed to keep any snake out. He drank only from sealed cups. The walls were scrubbed, every servant checked, every morsel tasted before it crossed his lips. But can you ever cage destiny? As the 7th day dawned, a strange unease plagued each courtier. The air felt thick. Even the birds seemed to squabble less, as if they too feared what was to come. On that day, a Brahman arrived bearing fruit, a simple gesture, yet heavy in omens. Parikshit, trusting no one but fate, accepted the fruit. But within its core, Takshaka, the serpent king, had hidden himself. He slipped out, uncoiling, hissing, fangs glinting in the morning light. Faster than any sword, Takshaka struck, and Parikshit tumbled to the ground, breath snatched away, the king dead before help could come. The cries that filled the palace were not just of mourning, but disbelief. Parikshit, the ruler, lost to a curse and a serpent's guile. The people lamented, how can fate be so cruel? Why him? In the throne room, Parikshit's young son, Janmejaya, clenched his fists, face streaked with tears. In his heart, a storm brewed, a promise that the world would remember his father, and that all snakes would rue the day they crossed a king's line. Yet, our story teeters here on the edge of the impossible. For, in some forgotten scrolls, whispered only in deepest nights, a secret emerges. Parikshit's story did not end. Picture now the royal pyre, flames licking high, and priests mumbling prayers. But as the wind turned, the fire barely touched his flesh, almost as if some ancient force shielded him. Hours ticked by, and attendants leaned in, certain this is the end. Suddenly, a gasp, faint and dry. Eyelids flutter. Parikshit, king of Hastinapur, coughs back to life, shocking all present. The court physician, trembling, proclaimed, "He lives. By the gods, the king lives." The city surged with relief, joy bubbling through the streets. But behind Parikshit's eyes, something changed. A shadow, a subtle uncertainty. He looked at his hands, flexed his fingers, marveled at a world seen beyond the veil. Parikshit summoned his council. "I have seen what lies beyond," he spoke, voice deep, each word heavy. "There are mysteries in death we cannot know, and second chances are rare." He declared reforms, kindness to those wronged, respect even for the smallest creatures, humility before sages and seers. His closest advisors noticed he smiled more, listened longer, cherished morning light and laughing children. Yet not everyone was happy. Some priests whispered that the cycle had been broken, that no one defies a curse without price. A few nights later, as Parikshit lay in bed, he wondered, "Why me? Why was I chosen for a second Sunrise?" Flashbacks haunted him. Takshaka's hiss, the cold grip in his chest, the muffled voices, the tug between two worlds. He saw his ancestors, silent and watching, mouths moving in warnings he could almost hear. Years passed. Parikshit ruled with unmatched wisdom, washing away Hastinapur's sorrow bit by bit. He shared his knowledge, mentored his son, and whenever anyone mentioned that fateful day, he would only smile, neither confirming nor denying the rumors of his return from death. Some say the gods themselves intervened, that the karma of the Pandavs' sacrifices demanded justice, that Hastinapur was not yet ready to lose its light. Others believe love, his mother's prayers, his people's hope, pulled him back when even fate tried to claim him. In the end, Parikshit's legacy wasn't just about ruling well or facing curses. It was proof that sometimes, even when the world writes your ending, you get another page. A reminder that resilience can spark a miracle, that a king can die, and yet a king can rise. Thanks for watching. If you're curious to hear the fate of Parikshit's son and the curse he unleashed, tap the next video now.